All right, what up, though?
What's up, man? It's your boy Young Certs.
All right, so we about to talk about AEW real here, and we about to just go through the sort of the state of AEW and what we think about it so far. So first of all, my homeboy Young Certs. I've known him for 25 years, some shit like
Yep,
that.
since fourth grade.
So we known each other for a long time. We were long time wrestling fans. So this shit ain't new. So we about to just basically talk about what Young Certs thinks about AEW first. Did you watch it when it first came on?
For the most part, yeah. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
All right, what do you think about all right, so let's get right into it, man, because we both like longtime WWE fans. So my opinion, nobody gotta believe me, gotta agree with me, but that nigga Chris Jericho is like Brett Favre playing for the Vikings right now.
Yes.
Like he's like Joe Montana playing for the Chiefs. What do you think about Jericho and AEW so far?
He needed that. He definitely needed that because what was going on in the WWE, he didn't have it anymore. Some shit was funny. You know what I'm saying with the you made the list, which you can tell. Just dragging around with Kevin Owens, trying to push him. And you could tell Kevin Owens looked up to him. It just wasn't enough. But when he went to New Japan and Battle Omega, like you could tell, like he was coming back into himself. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of that, his hair started growing back, and he was getting back to the WCW. Chris Jericho, though, everybody that we fell in love with,
Right.
In the midst of going to WWE. So and when he got there, I love it. He needed that. Baba love the bubbly, all of that. Like I love. He definitely needed that, and I hope he could stay a little bit longer. And I mean, of course, he can't carry the company.
Yeah, he can't do that.
But he definitely doing a good job. Like so far, what I'm saying.
He doing a good job being the lightning rod as far as bringing people attention to the program. Now his actual work though, I think it's some of the worst shit he's ever done. Like if we he's not in shape. Like that's one of my biggest things is he's out of shape.
Right.
Like he looks like a bloated Chris Jericho.
Yeah, definitely.
But instead of it being like when Kurt Angle skipped to TNA, Kurt Angle was still in like he wasn't in a good mental shape, but physically he was still fine. Jericho is probably fine mentally, but physically he's a fucking wreck because he went to like Japan and shit, and now his eyes are like permanently red. But I don't think I haven't really liked any of his matches yet. But you're right though. I think he needed to change a pace. He needed to go somewhere and do different shit.
Yeah.
And it was inevitable for him to have to go do different shit.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like I said, I guess it just would be a matter of time. Like like I said, he got his little what's his group that he's with,
The Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle. Yeah, he got those guys running around with him, but it's more gonna be a matter of time. He probably gonna trade on them, But I don't know, Jericho. He's a one man wrecking crew. Like he don't really need nobody. Like he have people carrying along and following along with him, but I don't know. Like I said, it's only a matter of time, and you will see who shines around him because I mean through history, like Jericho never really had brought any like out like that. It was just it just kind of like was like a little push in a sense, but
he never carried nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I remember he did the short little tag team he did with Christian. That was right around the time Christian started getting the look. He's like what 04 maybe.
Oh yeah,
they did their little tag team with Christian and Chris Jericho.
Christian was already.
Yeah, Christian was good already, and then they had the match at WrestleMania 20, and then they had the
yeah.
But Jericho ain't never really been part of a stable before, so that is new with him being like the leader of a stable.
Right.
I just don't think the motherfuckers is it. Well, I like LAX, and Santana and Ortiz. I like them.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
I don't really like Ortiz that much, which is the one with the big bushy afro and shit. I don't really like him. But Santana is cool. Like I used to see him on Twitter and stuff before I got banned. Like he has like he's like one of those. He's like a homeboy, where if he wasn't wrestling, he'd probably be robbing somebody or some shit like that. So it's kind of like this shit saved his life. So I'm kind of rooting for him. I don't give a fuck about that other one though.
Right.
And you got that Jack Swagger. I don't fuck with him at all.
Yeah.
And Sammy Guevara. I don't fuck with him at all either.
Right.
But and it's always good to see Jericho doing something different because like that's the best thing about AEW existing is that people can do something different.
Yeah. True.
All right, so what about Cody? What do you think about Cody?
I think he's trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Kind of like do you remember when Goldust went over to WCW?
Oh God!
Yeah, and he was wearing a white face. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to prove a point, and we like, bro, like it was all right being Stardust. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you just got something in your mind that you thinking that you being held back. But to be honest with you, like, I was fucking with the Stardust shit. You know what I'm saying? And,
I think he's a great actor.
Yeah,
he's a good actor. He got over the Stardust character. He actually got over everything he did in WWE, which is kind of why it was frustrating.
Yeah.
My thing is he's trying to be Dusty and Triple H at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that. Like a lot of the Triple H-ness of it is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And then the whole Dusty thing, it makes him seem like he's just hanging on Dusty, you know. But I mean, it's obviously, you know, why would he? That's his dad, so why not?
Yeah, true. I mean, it just seemed like he just trying too hard. I mean, he taking bumps and selling this stuff like hell of all. I'm getting beat with. I think it was like a not bad, but a belt or something like that.
Oh yeah, the 10 lashes, the passion of Cody.
Yeah, you feel me?
The passion of Cody.
Like all this shit. I'm seeing him taking bumps at the bumps. I'm like, bro, like what you trying to prove here, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like I said before that, you know, even with, you know, when he brought the Intercontinental belt back, when it was white and shit like that, like he was making moves over there, but I mean, obviously he wasn't happy. That's why people be going to places like AEW and TNA and shit like that. But at the end of the day, like, man, he gonna be back. They do that shit all the time. They be in their feelings trying to prove a point. Like, dude, who gives a fuck?
Right. Like, nobody's watching that shit though.
Exactly. To answer your question, I don't fuck with him like that in AEW.
I like Cody. I liked Cody when he was at ROH, but I just think that he got a chip on his shoulder, like you said. He got a chip on his shoulder, and once he realized this shit is not going to work, like maybe it'll work long term. Who knows how long it's going to work? But if he keep working like he did against Jungle Boy, where he was blading and falling all over the place, and it looked like he was working by himself, it's like, let the fucking kid do something. Like, he was trying to do everything. Like, Cody, calm the fuck down. Like, relax. Let the kid work. Cody like, fuck, I'm gonna blade myself, and then jump off some shit like, and fall. Like, come on, like, it's on TV. It's not even a pay-per-view.
Exactly.
He going too far. Chill out.
Exactly, man.
And he was trying to be melodramatic. That should kill me, dog. Oh God. All right, what about Kenny Omega? What you think about Kenny Omega?
I like him. He just needs a little bit more. He needs some spice. A little bit more spice. He like, I ain't gonna say like a Chris Benoit to like wrestling, but he just somebody just he can wrestle, but he just not like, he don't catch the attention of like, you know, a regular viewer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know he won't catch my attention, but I could see through that because I could tell he's a good performer. You know what I'm saying? He can really, you know, I mean, he's a worksman, like for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I believe he can carry that company. You know, if they put him in the right position. He probably needed to go heel a little bit. You know, even though I don't see them doing that anytime soon. But if it does, like, he gonna need a manager. Like, he gonna need a mouthpiece, just like a Bobby Lashley or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just needed, you know, just to get him over that hump. You know what I'm saying?
I dig. The thing about Kenny Omega is, man, he's a product of the internet. So, like, almost like nobody cared about him when he was doing like that bullshit in Japan until like all the internet motherfuckers started like, he's having 5-star matches. So I'm like, okay, I started paying attention, and he's a good worker. Like, he can work, but he's more of a gymnast and he's more of a performer. Like, he's not a wrestler. Like, he's not a wrist lock, collar and elbow tie up headlock guy. You know, he's he's gonna do his big spots. He got his, you know, some decent strikes or whatever. But I think in AEW, they're trying to use him to boost the tag team division. It's the wrong move. Like, he's supposed to have been the counterpart to Chris Jericho. It ended up being fucking Cody, but he's supposed to have been like the baby face of the brand. Because after a while, like before Jericho came, all they had was Cody, and Cody was going to be the face of the brand. And then they brought over Kenny Omega, so Kenny Omega's going to be the face of the brand. And then they got Chris Jericho, which was like a big get. And then it was like, okay, so Jericho's obviously going to be the top star. There's nobody in the company bigger than him. And then you had, okay, well, after that, it would have to be Kenny Omega. And then it was like, nope, we're going to put him in the tag team division. We're going to push Cody as a single star. He's like, what? Cody, the mid-card guy? At least Kenny Omega was in the main event of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the audience of the people who are going to be watching AEW are going to be mostly people who watched him in Japan.
Exactly.
So it's going to be like, why isn't he the top face or whatever? And Jericho could have been the top heel. That would have made more sense. Then they did start doing. Then Cody came in and fucked everything up.
Yeah. That's one thing they gotta understand. Like, you know, when people got the following, you know, you can't do nothing about it. You know
right.
You just can't do nothing about it. Just like, you know, when Kofi got his little run, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, you can't stop what the fans are talking about and stuff like that. And it just is what, I mean, it's hard to really distinguish that now because, you know, what's going on with the audience and the Corona stuff though. But at the end of the day, man, people are listening. People know what's going on, and I believe, like I said, I believe one of these days, you know, he end up being like somewhere with the face, or he's gonna be more main event stature, you know. But Jesse, this needs a little bit more mouthpiece behind it to back him up.
All right, we gotta talk about Jon Moxley. What do you think about good old Dean Ambrose?
Oh man, I never was a fan of Dean Ambrose. Where he stole Mankind's move, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the double arm DDT.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I mean? I just never. And then he left on some petty shit. I guess he was unhappy as well. And I'm like, man, that's what I be saying. Like, man, I don't like that bitter shit.
Yeah.
This shit is a rerun. Motherfuckers been doing this shit since TNA,
yes.
WCW.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, they're going to be back. Why she going to be back? Because this girl, his wife just quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He probably going to be back soon. Man, Ambrose, whatever. Moxley, whatever you want to call yourself. Man, I've seen you. Yeah, you've been taking some bumps too. You know what I mean? You did a little... You put old boy through a glass table.
Yeah, Kenny Omega, that one match.
Yeah.
One match.
that was alright, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's too much. I don't fuck with them niggas, dog. Like look, the thing is about Moxley is see, I didn't mind Dean Ambrose too much because I mean, even though he was too silly, I didn't mind it. Mm-hmm. When he went to AEW, he started taking himself real seriously, but he's still a fucking goof. And it's like all the shit that I heard about as far as how great he was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I just don't see it yet. Like, it's been months and months and months. And I'm like, I still see Dean fucking Ambrose.
Exactly.
I don't see him being any different.
He always been a mid Carter to me. Like, I don't know why people even fuck with him like that on some real shit. I mean, yeah, that too. Even when he was with the Shield, man, like, you know, they had him with the United States title for a minute. I'm like, why? Like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like I don't know, man. He not really that much. He's not a good talker. Like, he like RBD on the mic. Like,
whoa,
you feel me?
Whoa.
Yeah. I said it. He like RBD on the mic. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't got no punchline. I don't remember nothing he ever said since he been in the. You know what I'm saying? In the league, I mean, in the WWE or the AEW. Like, damn, this motherfucker's spitting.
Yeah.
Not nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It was nothing like that. See, the thing is, man, when we was all sitting back waiting because we had been told by the internet, lies by the internet, you know, number one, Jon Moxley is so great. And you'd be like, okay, well, maybe it is the scripts in WWE because they holding everybody down and all that shit. But maybe if he get rid of these scripts, he might be all right. Because then when he left, that's when he started complaining about, oh, the scripts and the writers and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting, sitting back waiting. And I made a video a couple weeks ago that said Jon Moxley is trash or whatever. And I was like, I'm still waiting. And here it is 2 weeks later, I'm still waiting. Like, the motherfucker is still not doing anything. Like, he's still not doing anything. Like, I just don't think he got it in him. I think that when he was hungry, he was good.
Yeah.
Now he didn't have the money. And he's coasting, you know? Because I'm pretty sure he jumped from making big money in WWE because he was a WWE champion and all that shit. Mm-hmm. He jumped to AEW, probably still making big money because they just pay everybody. He ain't got no reason to be good anymore.
Right.
Like when he was on the indies, and sometimes it happens like that when you a guy, because you know, like like you talk about rap music. Mm-hmm. The best rappers, their best album is what? The first one.
True.
When they broke. They got everything to say. Yeah. They want to get it all out. That's the best album is the first one. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it get progressively worse. And it's like that with Jon Moxley.
True. I heard he want to come back to WWE too.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
Because he wants some more, I guess, travel time or some bullshit. Like, it's the same old song, man. I swear. Like, I don't see him. You know, his career. I don't know. I guess only time would tell though. But
yeah, he's still a young dude. He's only like in his early 30s, so
Yeah.
he's not like an old guy. He's also not beat up, but he's also trying to do like New Japan shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my opinion, dog, if I was paying a nigga, let's say he make like $1 million, he probably is making like $1 million.
Right.
You ain't working nowhere else, dog. Because if he goes to Japan or something like that and break his fucking leg, it's over with. Like,
Right.
I don't understand. And people get mad when they talk about like Vince won't let him wrestle nowhere. It's like, you think fucking you gonna let ROH break Randy Orton's leg or some shit? Like, why would you do that? That's stupid. Like, that's the stupidest shit in the world. Like, so Tony Khan's a fucking mark, and he not protecting his investments because he let Jericho do whatever the fuck he want to do. That nigga done went out in the Rona and did a goddamn concert.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dog. And I'm like, man, they should have fined that nigga for that, dog. He had to go out. He went to North Dakota to do a concert during the Rona. Like, Jericho, I know you don't need the money, dog. You don't need the money. He did the shit just cuz.
Oh, man.
That shit weird, dog. It is some weirdos. That's some weird shit. I don't get that, man. It's like, but what can you say?
About AEW or just Moxley.
Either one of them.
Right. Man, it just seemed so counterproductive in a sense, man. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, come on, man, you gotta look at history. We already know this shit don't work. I mean, I'm gonna give the pros and cons, like, how I really feel about AEW. Like, for real, like, I do like some of the old school stuff they bringing back, like, you know, like power drive, and it's just a little bit like raunchy in a way. Even WWE start picking up on some of their little tactics, like, you know, putting something like them on the guys that's not on TV time, putting them on the audience and stuff like that, changing the camera view so you can see it like it's WrestleMania 10, shit like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know they did that. AEW did that first, and WWE started doing it.
Yeah, that's
cool. But again, you know, this approach of, you guys, and like when Jack Swagger came out, you said this guy, he has a little swagger. I think Jen Ross said that. I'm like,
no.
Like, what the fuck? Like, leave that WWE shit where the WWE shit is. Like, you know what I mean? Let him be. What's his new name now?
It's Jake Hager. That's his real name.
Exactly. Okay, yeah. So call him that and just keep it moving, man. Like, we ain't worried about what the past is. Like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like a lot of bitter shit. You know what I'm saying? The only way I believe they can really like push it to a whole nother level and do something dramatic and like push the mid-carders just like TNA did with the X Division.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That took it to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
That was completely different, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And not to mention when TNA first came out, they weren't even like super dissing WWE because there's a lot of new people that we never
worked there, yeah.
Yeah, some more Joes and the AJ Styles, stuff like that. If they start pushing those guys, just like WCW pushed the cruiserweights when the show first came on, you know what I'm saying? They will get somewhere. I mean, it's cool looking at Jericho and all these guys we just mentioned, but we've seen these guys before.
Right.
Push those guys that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Put them in a spotlight. Let them, especially the guys. The one guy, I don't remember his name, but he had I think he gave a little kid a middle finger at the.
MJF, yeah.
Yeah.
MJF, yeah.
Everybody working there?
Yeah, everybody still like him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He getting a title shot at the pay per view though.
Oh, okay.
September the 5th. I'm a bootleg it. I'm not ordering it.
Right. Shit like that. That's what people like to see. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in the era, like people want the right now, and people want to see new faces and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good time to use all these WWE guys because they just. I mean, the crazy thing is. They sign so many WWE dudes. It's frustrating. And they bringing in guys that really, if we being honest, they don't have no value. Like Zack Ryder. What the fuck? Who cares?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like Matt Hardy. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, too.
Like, really, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like, we got the right Hardy is in the right place. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. We talking about Jeff. Jeff is the good one. Mm-hmm. Matt is the one that's just kind of like Jeff's brother. You know, that's kind of how he been.
Right.
They're trying to use these guys to put over some of the new guys. But the new guys don't have the personality And, you know, the only new guy they can really get over is MJF because he has a personality.
Yeah.
The rest of them don't have a personality. Like, they don't let Jungle Boy talk. They don't let, what's the other skinny kid? What the fuck? The half painted face? What the fuck? Darby Allin.
Yeah.
He don't talk. They don't wrestle each other or nothing like that either. So it's like, I don't understand what the fuck the deal is.
Right.
How these kids gonna get over? How they gonna get over?
And it's like biting into an apple, like, damn, this shit good, and then a worm pop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for what I'm trying to paint the picture is like the commentator. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They got. I mean, we fucked with them when we was younger. Like,
right.
Come on, man. We need some new shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to get some new talent. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with having the old, but look what WCW did when that was the same fucking strategy. You see how they fucking crumble with the Hogan versus Roddy Piper versus Ric Flair every single night. Mm-hmm. Man, make it make sense, AEW. You know what I'm saying? You see where WCW fucking, they got DVDs on top of DVDs out of the departure and failure of WCW. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be AEW 10 years from now, y'all gonna be the same shit.
Rise and fall of AEW.
You feel me? Like, man, wake up and smell the coffee. For real.
See, the crazy thing is, man, commentators. Now, Shivani is cool because Shivani didn't do nothing else. Like, after WCW closed, Shivani went and did something else. Mm-hmm. Now, JR has been on, like, they kind of phased him out a little bit. Yeah. In WWE, they kind of phased JR out. So, AEW bringing him in is mostly, like, fan appreciation shits. Mm-hmm. Because JR does not do the play-by-play. But he's there, and Tony Schiavone does most of the play-by-play. Right. But they do need a fresh voice, like a fresh voice for their brand. Yes. And I don't think Excalibur is the guy, because Excalibur is a fucking mark. Right. Yeah, he walks around in a mask. I don't understand it. He's a commentator. Right. And so they need, like, to develop a voice for their brand, and I don't think they have it. I think what they have is what we saying, like, the TNA aspect, where the ring announcer is from WWE, which is Justin Roberts. Mm-hmm. The commentators are from WWE and WCW, with the exception of Excalibur. Most of the wrestlers on the roster is going to be from WWE. Hell, they even just hired Mike Chioda, who is a referee from WWE. So it's like, you need to bring, like, some fresh faces in this bitch. Yeah. You know, like, that's one thing, like, WWE does even that. Like, they change the ring announcers every once in a while. Because Lillian Garcia was the ring announcer for a long time. Then they got rid of her, and they brought in Justin Roberts, and they got rid of his ass because he's a punk bitch. And then now they got Greg Hamilton, and they got the chick that, and then with NXT they got the different chick to do the shit there. And they got somebody different to do it for Raw. And they got different announce teams, even though all the announcers sound the same, because, it's like a machine. It does. Yeah, like, all of them fucking announcers sound like Michael Cole. It does. With the exception of Mauro Ranallo. Right. But, because he's training all of them, so that's why they all sound the same. Mamma Mia! Mamma Mia! They treat you like Twitter troglodytes. Like, what? Crazy pop culture reference. Oh, God, Mauro.
But at the end of the day, man, chances make champions, though. You know. Yeah. I mean, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to, like you said, they're trying to get the attention of, like, the old school wrestler fans like me and you and shit like that. But nobody really will give a fuck. Like, if it, I think I ain't trying to switch gears on, like, another federation, but I think like last year, or I think around Saturday AM, 3 a.m. or some shit like that, my brothers was watching TV and ROH came on, like 3 a.m. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just watching it. You feel me? All new faces. Now they're like, I'm looking like, who the fuck are they? But still, like, it ain't shit to watch, but you either watch it now or the screaming dude at church. Right. 3 a.m. Saturday. Stuff like that, man. Like, I don't, if they take an approach like that, like, I don't know how many, you know what I'm saying, like, shows AEW got on, you know what I'm saying, besides the one to come on tonight on Wednesday. Like, they did some shit like that, you know what I'm saying, just put, like, a few mid-carders, have them flip around, some shit like that. They got the YouTube show, AEW Dark, where it's mostly that stuff. It's like Velocity or, Sunday Night Heat or some shit, where it's like the mid-carders that they don't really want to push them on TV because they ain't a draw. They throw them on AEW Dark to beat up jobbers. Right.
So it's a YouTube show.
Yeah. See, if they wanted, the biggest one to get into, like, they want to take that old school approach. They got to throw it on these little random channels. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody just stumble across it, like, what the fuck? Saturday when like sports, when like all that time the Corona was going on, they could have threw it on one of them shows, like throwing it at 3:00 Saturday. The AEW. I guarantee people just watch like, fuck it, ain't shit else on.
Right. That's kind of how when there wasn't no sports, like Fox Sports 1 and ESPN was showing like WWE documentaries. They were showing like old SummerSlams and shit.
Yeah.
But of course, AEW ain't got no library like that.
True.
They would have had to produce it. But that would have been even better, because then you could have been like, these are fresh matches. They could all be all live. Like, they owned by a billionaire. They got the building already because they already own the building.
Yeah.
So they could just be like, okay, well, we about to run MJF versus Jungle Boy in the main event, like 30-minute Iron Man match, in the main event of this, whatever show that we got here, and we're gonna air it out of here, and then maybe if TNT don't want it, maybe let's find somewhere else to put it up,
right? Or
it's something, something different to get attention, to get people to pay attention to what they're doing. But they're trying to limit everything to these 2 hours, and then because they're competing with NXT. They're trying to keep all the stars on TV as long as possible. So Jericho got 10-minute promo. Then Cody got a 10-minute promo and a 5-minute, 10-minute match.
Right.
And then Kenny Omega got to have his 20-minute match. And it's like, it leaves no time for everybody else.
Exactly.
Like at least the one good thing about Moxley is, one, he don't wrestle every week. And two, his promos are always short. So you can always be like, all right, he's not taking up that much time. But Jericho eats up like half the show. Like, just Jericho alone. Between Jericho and Cody, ain't no time for nobody else.
Yeah, I have noticed that too. I'm thinking like, man, this Monday Night Raw, Raw's War. We used to talk for like about 40 minutes. I'm like, yeah, we're back. I'm like, oh yeah, I bet we are. I left. The fuck.
And and they are now. That's the big thing about AEW though, is that they are running opposite NXT. Now, most people nowadays are smart enough to know you can watch one on your TV, the other one on your phone or on your laptop or whatever. But I think that NXT is going to run them into the ground. Not just because NXT is a better show, but because it forces AEW to overexpose the stars that they have in order to win the ratings war. And NXT doesn't do that. They run like a champion every once in a while.
Right.
But otherwise, they just running their mid-carders and they wrestle the regular shit that they do. Right. And sometimes it makes the show kind of dull, which is why AEW wins in the ratings all the time. But in the long term, you get big shows like a TakeOver, and it hit harder because these guys have not been wrestling each other. They also have not been overexposed.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, man. AEW is something else. I just be like, throwing my fucking hands up, dog.
like you just don't care.
Right, like I just be like, fuck it. They bring in. Did you see when they brought in Eric Bischoff?
They brought Eric Bischoff?
Yes, they brought him in to do a debate with Orange Cassidy, who was a new kid.
Yeah, I like Orange. I forgot about him. Yeah, I like Orange.
And Chris Jericho. They did a debate, and they brought in Eric Bischoff for that. I'm about to pause it. All right, so you like Orange Cassidy?
Yes.
Oh man. I can't stand that motherfucker. Let me know. Look, I'm at the point now where I can't even complain about, again, new faces, because I want to see new faces. I just don't want to see Jericho in that spot. I think that he should have to work that up. Like him not working it up to work wrestling. Like, Jericho is going to be your top star because you ain't got nobody else.
True.
He should have to work with somebody else before he get to Jericho.
Yeah, cool.
And I know he worked with Pac, who was Neville in the WWE. But that was a long time ago, dog. Like, between then and now, that's been months, Yeah. He ain't worked with nobody else except Pac. So it's like, he should have to work with like a bunch of different people before he get to interact with Jericho.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little kind of quick. I was thinking that to myself as well. Like, damn, you fucking with Jericho already? And I'm like, oh well.
Right. Fandango.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You're right. But I don't know. Maybe if they, I don't know. I don't want them like really like kind of like destroy his little character really, like from him, like, because I saw some stuff, that just jumped him left and right, and you know what I mean. And like I said, he by himself and shit like that. So, I'm like you. Like, they would build them up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It would have been more, you know what I'm saying, kind of a dramatic match with him and Jericho. You know, but yeah, they did kind of rush it a little bit. I'm waiting to see, like, you know, what Orange what he got. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so they didn't had 2 matches already. They about to have a 3rd match. Now, did you watch the Saturday Night Dynamite?
No, I didn't.
All right, so Jericho announced that they're going to have a Mimosa Mayhem match. It is a match where there's going to be alcohol and orange juice. And the winner, you have to win by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into the vat of orange juice and liquor.
Or it's mixed together?
Yes.
What type of shit is that?
I don't know. It's a Jericho idea.
You might as well just make it a alcohol and orange juice, like the hard pin match with Triple H and Henry Godwin. Like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck want to submit and man, like, want to humiliate this motherfucker?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Jericho. That's why I said I don't fuck with Jericho and the AEW.
Too much bubbly. Damn.
Too much bubbly. That's I don't know, man. But AEW is I respect that they try different things, and I respect that they try to mix old school and new school together. But the problem is it comes across because the new school guys can't do no old school shit, and the old school guys are trying to do new school guys stuff and looking like old farts doing it.
Right.
So like Jericho looks so old. It's not like yes, Jericho is older, you know, in AEW than Kurt Angle was in TNA. But Kurt Angle looked like he fit in TNA. Like as soon as he went in there, they put him boom straight against Samoa Joe. Biggest match that they could possibly do. They banged that joint out, and Kurt Angle's off to the races. He did the job. Second match, you know, he jobbed to Samoa Joe in the second match. But that was to put Samoa Joe over. That's because Samoa Joe was undefeated when Kurt Angle came in.
Right.
You know, that wasn't the case with Orange Cassidy, who had already lost like a bunch of matches already before he started having matches with Jericho. So it's not the same thing. You know, like if he had beaten Pac and then was undefeated, it would have made more sense for Jericho to fight him, because it'd be like, he's undefeated. He's the only undefeated guy in AEW, because Jericho at one point was undefeated. Now he's not.
Right.
So now there is I don't think there's any currently undefeated people in AEW except maybe Kenny Omega. I don't think he's ever lost a singles match, but he hasn't really been in that many singles matches. But they need to do a better job of building these people up, man. Well, MJF is undefeated. Yes, he hasn't lost yet. He's lost like tag team matches, but he hasn't been pinned or submitted yet.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, but all right, so that's AEW. You know, me and Young Certs gonna cut this one out, but we're gonna double back because we're gonna do, I think, NXT next. You cool with NXT?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So, all right. Peace. Hey, like, share, and subscribe.